So let's get started. This first card, is it's the spiritual issue that you're working through this month. I am with the rest of the family. So it seems like there's been a lot of loss for many of the signs, and that the big issue for August is to really help you guys heal. So what you're working through this month is knowing that your loved ones are on the other side, and not only are they by themselves up there, they are with their loved ones. They're with the rest of your family, with the rest of family that they've had that had already passed, their grandparents, their loved ones, their childhood best friends. They're in a good place, and it's beautiful there. And how you can help yourself heal. We have been together in dreams. So even if you don't remember your dreams, take some comfort, solace in knowing that when you're sleeping is when your loved ones are coming to to be with you, because it's easier to get through when we are in a sleeping state, because our defenses aren't up, our guard isn't up, our ego isn't trying to tell us, oh no, that's not possible, or oh no, I'm overthinking, I'm overanalyzing, that's not really a sign. So when we're asleep is when it's easier for some spirits to come and talk to us and spend time with us. For some people whose soul are able to do like astral projection, your soul might very well be going back to the other side and spending time with them. If you have dreams where you and say your grandmother are hanging out somewhere, or spending time somewhere, and this is somebody who's passed, it's very possible that it's not just a dream. It's very possible that your soul is actually doing these things with her. But at the very least, you guys are spending time together in your dreams. Your loved ones are coming to visit you, even if you don't remember it. They are providing you that comfort, and they love you and they miss you just as much, and they are coming to spend that time with you so that you don't feel like there's not that connection anymore. So part of the healing for you to know that your loved ones are with the rest of the family is to take comfort in knowing that you are together in your dreams. And even what you could do before you go to bed is set the intention to meet with a certain loved one in your dreams. Or, if you want to leave it more general or broad, just that you will remember your dreams. And then when you wake up in the morning, before, you start with the hustle and bustle, just take some time quietly to see if, there's any lingering feelings or memories from your dreams. The gift that's coming to you in August: I am not dead. So maybe you have been struggling with the loss of a loved one, and maybe in your head that life goes on after death, that there is another place where our souls go when our physical bodies are no longer needed. But it doesn't mean that just because you know something in your brain to be true, that maybe you're having a hard time feeling it, accepting it, right? Just like I know junk food isn't good for me, but, I still eat it from time to time. It's the same thing where, like, maybe you know something in your head to be true or to be a certain way, but in your grief and sorrow, you don't feel it to be true because you don't feel that connection, or you don't get messages from dad, and maybe you've started to question, if he really is on the other side, or if he really is still with me, or if he really does love me, how come I never feel his presence? How come he never sends me messages? Right? Well, the gift that's coming to you is a sense of peace that regardless of what's going on in your life, in terms of what messages you are or are not getting, what stage of grief you're in, that they are not gone. Their existence has not ended. They are still very much alive, just not in physical form. And that's the gift that's coming to you. The other message that comes with this card is to revive your faith. Revive your faith in the divine, in the universe, that there is a master plan that we just don't know. Revive your faith and revive your relationship with whomever it is that you lost. Maybe someone was, in your eyes, someone was taken too soon. Maybe someone in your eyes who took their own life. Maybe you feel like you're frustrated and angry that they did that, and you stopped, praying to them, talking to them, communicating with them in your own way, however you do it with loved ones who've passed on. And maybe you just stopped doing that because you weren't getting any resolution, you weren't getting any answers or messages or confirmation that they hear you. This is saying to revive that. Revive that relationship with spirit. Revive that communication with your loved ones. That is the gift that is coming to you. Is a knowing that they are not dead. And again, maybe you believe in an afterlife, but your faith has been tested. And the gift to you is going to be, I think, a revival of that faith, that knowing. And this card here represents the opportunity for you. Oh my gosh. There's an opportunity coming for you to really know that there is no such thing as death, right? This is the challenge for you to truly believe that. And I feel like I don't really need to go into this as much as I did with other signs. I feel like you already know this, Aquarius. I really do. I really feel like you know this. This is not a new concept. In that, like, you know it. It's just been hard for you to remember on a soul level, right? Because it's been tough. And it's almost like you haven't seen any of, what's the word? It's like you haven't seen the benefits of believing in this is almost how I want to say it. Is that like you're treating it similar to where, yes, I'm a good person. Yes, I know that good things happen to good people, and yet you're kind of seeing, this is just an analogy where like the people that cut corners and cheat and lie and steal tend to always come out on top. So that kind of like shakes your belief, and you're like, well, if good people always come out on top, why do I keep getting the short end of the stick and, the bad guys get away with, the bounty? So that's kind of how I feel like you're treating the whole life after death situation, where you have a belief, you do believe that there is life after death. You do believe that spirits exist. You do believe all of that, but your faith has been tested because you haven't been receiving messages or communication, right? And it's like you're almost at the point where you're like, why do I even bother? What does it matter? And then I feel like, it's at the point where you're about to give up, and you're almost just like, maybe there isn't life after death after all. Because if that's the case, why wouldn't like my mom or my dad clearly just make their presence known to me? Right? That's what I'm feeling with your reading. And the opportunity for you, the month of August, is going to present itself somehow for you to, I guess, really strengthen that faith and to let go of some of that doubt that's been starting to creep into your conscious. That you are right, there is no such thing as death. That this is just one act of a play, and when our physical bodies are released because we no longer need them, because our mission is complete, then our souls continue on to another act of the same play, just on a different stage. And the special guidance that is coming for you, or that is for you for the month of August, I see all of your thoughts. Now, let me set this down and go into this a little bit. So this is like several layers. So this is actually first person. This is coming from you. The I is you. I know that's probably kind of weird to get your head wrapped around, but it's your soul, it's your higher self, basically giving me the message, and I am merely the mirror reflecting it back to you, right? It's as if your soul is trying to reflect something back to your brain, reflect something back to you that you already know. And this message is more of just a gentle reminder, because I truly believe, I feel as if these are things that you guys already know. So the I is your higher self, and your higher self is aware of all of your thoughts, good, bad, in between. And it's a reminder that everything you think has a frequency and is sent out into the universe. So when you start to doubt, or you're having that crisis of faith, your higher self on the other side knows this and is seeing this. And maybe that's why you're watching this video. On a second layer, your loved ones can also see your thoughts. Not all of your thoughts, but only if they are directed towards them, right? So, do you ever go to one of those ATM drive-up windows? I haven't been to one in a long time, so I don't know if it's the same way, but when I was a kid, there was like this bubble, almost like a plastic tube, right? And so the plastic tube is what you put your information in and carries it straight to the teller. So there's a plastic tube where only God can see all of those thoughts, right? because those are, not every soul gets to see every one of your thoughts because they're private. It's between you and the divine. However, there are some thoughts where if it's directed to a certain individual, like your mother or your father, a best friend, they get those thoughts. They can see the ones that are directed towards them. So, in your mind, go ahead and talk to your loved ones. Those thoughts are in like that plastic see-through tube going directly to whoever you're talking to mentally, right? Mentally or out loud, however you do it. And they receive those thoughts. They receive those messages. Okay. This is also, I guess, sort of a confirmation to let you know that, like, if you're trying to talk to, your mom or your dad that's passed on, any loved one, even a pet, you don't have to communicate to them out loud. I feel like that's part of it also. It's that just thinking to them is a way of talking to them. It's a way of communicating with them. So you can, you can talk to them in your mind. You can call out to them, and they will receive that message from you. Okay, Aquarius, let's do a quick recap. So the issue that you guys are working through this month is to know that, I guess it's to remember that our loved ones are on the other side together and that they are happy, they are content, they are enjoying themselves, and it's like a giant family reunion. That your loved ones visit you in your dreams, and that is when you are actually still able to be together, because it's easier to do it that way. It's easier for some spirits to get through to our thick human vibration, our dense human vibration. It's easier for spirits to get through to us in our dream state. The gift that is coming to you is a revival in your faith that there is life after death, and a revival in communication with your loved ones from your part. An opportunity is going, or the whole month is sort of an opportunity for you to, I guess, really remember that there is no such thing as death, that everything and everyone ends when it's supposed to, when divine timing is ready for it to end. And that is just one act of a play, right? It's just one part. And then lastly, special guidance for you is that your thoughts carry your frequency out into the universe, and your higher self is aware of all of your thoughts. And if you want to, communicate with a loved one, they hear your thoughts. Okay, Aquarius, I hope this reading resonated with you. I hope it brought some clarity, some hope, some much needed confirmation for some of you guys. And I hope you have a beautiful month. Take care.